What's going on? So last time I talked about a documentary called A Haunting in Georgia, and so time to talk about the next one. This is the second pilot episode of A Haunting, a show that's scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. I grew up watching this in like the X Files, so it's one of the shows that helped me get into horror and freaky, scary things and the unknown and all that, whether it's creatures or ghosts and whatnot. It had it all. After these two episodes aired, it became quite the big show. There's like 9 seasons, I think, of it or something like that. So I just wanted to, but it seems almost forgotten. I wanted to bring it up and see, maybe start a conversation or try to find people who know where to find these so I could relive this series. But yeah, so this one's A Haunting in Connecticut, the true story told by the people who actually lived it, which is one thing I absolutely love about A Haunting, is that they talk to the actual people that lived it, the investigators, majority of if they wanted to participate anyways, and that. Now I know sometimes it's script and stuff, but I gotta say, after watching thousands of crappy movies and terrible acting and stuff like that and getting a good sense of it, if this was scripted and acted, they did a fantastic job in it. So, yeah. A Haunting in Connecticut. A Haunting in Connecticut. It was released, who knows? I couldn't put down a date. It's probably sometime late 1990, early 2000s. It is a little cheap looking now, but it still holds up. Yeah, it was written by Tom Naughton, Sherry Anderson, and Paul Sawyer, who, yeah, and it was produced by Tom Naughton and directed by John Kavanaugh, who's an Italian, very big Italian director, who's also most well known for the work on some of the episodes of Vikings, the show, and he's also done like films like Cal and The Ballroom of Romance, Sharp Sword, things like that. He's a pretty big TV director, so yeah. But this is one of his early things that he's done. So if there was a big, this is before the big budget film was made and butchered the whole story and everything like that. This one, so A Haunting in Connecticut is a family whose son has cancer. It was diagnosed with cancer and stuff. It is they don't want to make the huge commute anymore and stuff like that, so they find a cheap house to rent. They move in, and it ends up being an old funeral home, which has a whole pile of spirits there. And there's also the family slowly starts getting haunted by all these spirits. Spirits are getting known for the younger kids, and two of them live in the basement, including the sick one. And yeah, it slowly escalates to the point where basically the parents either don't believe him right away, and then the kids start lashing out, and one of that sick kid has to get hospitalized and get him out of there because he's causing all this ruckus. And then the parents slowly realize it's actually haunted, and it starts happening to them. And so, typical ghost story goes on, and then they get investigators to help and try to calm the situation down and whatnot. Overall, this documentary is really well done. Like I said earlier, the acting is, if it's acted, it's really well done. And yeah, and like another cool thing I find with this show especially is the people who lived it sometimes take part in the reenactments and stuff, which is interesting to see. But yeah, the special effects in this one is not bad. It's still super creepy, way creepier than the theatrical film that was released. That's pretty bad. I reviewed that one at some point somewhere here on this channel, so you could hear my opinions on that video. But this, I absolutely love when documentaries and films do things like based on real stuff and everything like that, supposedly. And overall, I really enjoyed this one. It's still creepy as hell. It is still dark. It's a little more run of the mill almost, but it definitely was, for the time when I saw it, especially first, scary. And it still holds up. I still find this film really well done. Now, it does have like that little cheap feel because it's way back in like early 2090s, late 90s, and you definitely see that. But if you can get past that, it is still well put together. It's still fun. It's definitely way different than the actual theatrical film. And also, they call in the Warrens who actually do, and they actually have an interview with Lorraine Warren, who is alive at the time, and she talks about what they did and what they found out and stuff like that. They also have like their researcher and priests come in, and they all talk about how they do like exorcisms and stuff like that, and how the process went to cleanse the house and stuff like that. So if you believe in this stuff, it's very interesting to see in that. Now, I'm not huge, I don't have a religion, and I definitely and very skeptical of the ghosts and stuff like that, but I still find it all really interesting and cool how all this plays out and everything, and it was fun. That's the whole point of this. It is fun. It still holds up. It's well put together, and we need to bring this stuff back instead of getting all this god awful garbage that's coming out these days. Yeah, this one is definitely this video. Well, this documentary and the documentary I talked about in the last video were definitely one of my more memorable moments when I was a kid. That escalated me into being obsessed with horror and sci-fi and everything, and I absolutely love it still to this day. Even after all these years, it still holds up, and I was pretty impressed with that. Definitely check it out. I'll try to find a link or something, trailer, clips, something, or even the whole documentary. Maybe I might link that down below, so you could definitely find something that's related to it down below if it sounds interesting to you. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5 because it is pretty good. It kind of slows its way in the middle and gets a little boring for a few minutes, but other than that, it's pretty well put together and pretty interesting overall. Also, some of the CG stuff's a little dated. I can't remember if I said that or not earlier, but yeah. So definitely check it out if you can find it. It's good. Hopefully we can make enough buzz about this so another streaming site can like have like all the seasons on it and you can check it out. Or if you already know of something like that, let me know. Also, let me know your opinions of this down below if you've seen it and you remember it. Let me know what you think of it down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Also, if you have any films or documentaries or films in general that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. Make sure you follow me on Instagram to stay in the loop. I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story, and I usually put the film title and the subgenre of film and hashtags and everything down there so you're aware of it. So make sure you follow me on Instagram to stay in the loop. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it and aware of the show so we can bring it back, hopefully. And yeah, make sure you subscribe because you never know what I'm going to talk about next because I absolutely have no idea what the hell I'm going to talk about next. Yeah, it was fun reliving this documentary, so hopefully your house isn't haunted. Watch out for the scary demons that are apparently all over the world and in everyone's corners of everyone's home. Hopefully they don't bug you. And anyways, till the next one, cheers.